The hell you looking at?
Huh? Definitely get pop for this one.
Really? Black Label Society?
No, it's just it's going to be direct. This is the first time we've ever actually had the technology to do it direct.
Oh, that was direct in this time, by the way, for the little shop talk here.
Yeah, bro, man, we're hitting the big time with this shit.
This is the Mead for Metal podcast. I feel like we need to identify this because I think I did it like 10 minutes before the end last time.
That's all right. We people, we have to keep telling them they don't need to know.
Well, they don't know how to read apparently. Although I think most of the internet's that way these days.
Hey, you can't fucking read? Just go on the internet. It's fine.
Pretty good shit out here in the last week or two. There's a Tremonti track that's amazing. Black Label Society, The Gallows. But people, speaking of people that don't know how to read, but I question them. Somebody was saying that Zakk Wylde sounds like a combination of Ozzy and Lane Staley. Which can I be the first to point out? I don't think anybody sounds the fuck like Lane Staley. I don't like the guy's fans, but you got to admit, like that guy got a unique sound.
Yeah, there is not a lot of motherfuckers out there that. They try to sound like Lane Staley, but there is just no fucking way. There is no way to sound like a guy that doesn't sound like anybody else, and that's fucking all right.
It's your decision.
And he's all ooh, I like what you did there. He's also dead.
Yeah, he sounds like a dead guy.
Sounds like a dead guy and an almost dead guy.
And then people start trying to comment. Oh no, he sounds kind of like Chris Cornell. It's like, could you fucking quit it? Zakk Wylde doesn't sound like any of those bastards. Zakk Wylde, oddly, sounds like Zakk Wylde.
Yeah. He's another guy with a unique singing voice. One I didn't like at first. It grew on me, though.
For me, it's the same as his guitar playing. His riff play is not overly complicated, but god damn, it sure does. It hits the right spot.
It's groove, yeah.
It's the same thing when, if you tell somebody's like, man, I think Jerry Cantrell's one of my favorite guitar players. And somebody go, man, this other, and they'll start naming off people's like, man, I didn't say he's the most technical guitar player. I said he's my favorite. And there's a reason, because the man knows how to write a riff.
Dude, it just fucking frustrates people. Like, oh, you don't think the person I think is the best is your favorite? Well, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
No, motherfucker, you're an idiot.
I think Tom Morello's much better. Well, yeah, Tom Morello probably is a much better guitar player, and Jerry Cantrell will probably be the first to tell you that he is. But God damn it, we're not talking about who is more skilled or talented.
Yeah, if we're talking skill, you take that goddamn cutoff switch away from Tom Morello, and I want to hear what he sounds like without it. I guarantee you're going to be real different.
But, yeah. People are a little frustrating because everything has to be like something. We learned a thing in kindergarten, first grade, and we just kind of run with it as adults.
Yeah, well, fucking.
Well, things are alike. Oh, I know this. I'm good at this one.
I heard that song when I was but a boy.
Shit. Well, so for those of you that sit around going, wait a minute, it feels like they just got done doing an episode.
They're back doing it every week.
Well,
not really.
No, we're not actually.
Not really.
It's not that it's not a joy. It's just, I love having that open Friday. It's like, I think I'm gonna get fucking wrecked.
Yeah. And that's still in the cards, but hey, better than what next Friday looks like, right?
That's the reason we're doing this one a week early because. Going to be some anal.
And I will be live streaming it on all platforms.
Probably not. No, I got to go in for the old man scope, as they call it.
Bottom floor.
Yeah, kind of like Richard Gere, just sans rodent and garden hose.
Or any fun of any sort.
Yeah, I gotta do that. I get to go on a special diet come Sunday, a really special diet come Thursday, and Friday I'm not going to be in this shape to do this.
I'm looking at that Miralax bottle over here, and you have to drink that whole thing
within like 6 hours. Yeah, 4 to 6 hours, preferably.
Fuck, dude, god damn.
Oh, it'll get done.
I know it'll get done. It's just
that's going to go into a half a gallon of Gatorade, and I will put all of that away in the space of a couple hours. and then I will promptly shit myself half to death. I'm sure all of you. This is why you tuned in, isn't it? This is why you're joining us. It's like, man, I want to hear all that shit talk.
That's why I'm here. God, it says on the bottle 14 once daily doses. Like, now I'm gonna have to drink that whole fucking thing.
4 to 6 hours. Yeah.
What most people would consider a prank, you have to do as pre-op.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Oh, God damn.
Maybe I can mic up on Thursday night, when I'm clearing out.
Dude, I'll be honest, there's sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling a little less than. Like, there's things in my body that probably been in there for a while that I got to deal with.
That's why. There's Summer's Eve. Well, that's for ladies in the front. But, yeah.
Oh, hey, strong enough for a man. No, that's a I don't know.
That's a secret.
Secret.
Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman.
Right. Never more secret.
Women, the enemies of the state in some cases, I guess. So.
Well, good luck to you on that, man. I'll be wishing you luck from afar.
That is why we're doing the show a week early. We popped it up. Back-to-back weeks, but so we'll not be doing the 5th or 4th. Yeah. So it's kind of just to reset our schedule, but it also does move up one ahead in the episode count. I know we're closing on 300, probably January or February?
This is either 294 or 295.
Oh, fuck. We'll hit 300 before the end of the year then.
Yeah. That's even more so now.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy and go, we hit 300, I might be done. No, I'm not doing that. But it certainly does it reaches yet another milestone.
Yeah, how many things have other people done 300 times outside of, like, breathing and fucking?
Yeah. And most people fucking is probably also off the table.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I like that when people go, well, yeah, but I'm married. Oh, well, that means you almost never get laid then.
That means you're just getting fucked all the time.
That's right.
Marriage.
Yeah, I had found the quickest way to not have sex anymore is put a ring on it. That's the fastest way. 2 marriages, that's kind of the... Matter of fact, the first wife loved fucking so much, I didn't even have to be in country. It's pretty great. Pretty great. But she loved Marines, though.
Well, God damn, I like what you did there.
Second one, that one immediately. I mean, man, it was a hell of a relationship right until the marriage. Hey, looking back, goddamn, Kurt Russell had it right.
Yeah, and look at Kurt Russell. That man's been through it.
Hey, man, it's Captain Ron.
Fuck yeah, he's Snake Plissken. He's Captain Ron. I can't remember his character name from Big Trouble in Little China or The Thing. God damn, that motherfucker been in some good movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy owned the 80s and 90s, right?
Death Proof, which I heard is one of Tarantino's least favorite movies he's helped out with. I thought it was a great fucking movie. You seen Death Proof?
No.
It is, if you're a fan of that Tarantino-esque kind of horror, because the whole premise is Kurt Russell is a stunt car driver, and his vehicle, he can fucking drive like a madman, but he never gets hurt in it. So hence the title, like he's in this car, he's death proof. But it has one of the best car chases in film, in my opinion.
Where's a rank up there with Bullet?
The funny thing is, I've seen the Bullet, the Steve McQueen shit, a time or two.
I'm not talking about the modern remake. By the way. With who's that dickhead? Francis Ford Coppola's nephew or grandson.
Bill Coppola.
I can't. Cage. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Nicky Cage.
Wasn't he in Bullet? No, that was
Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's it. Okay, I knew it was another, but it was a ripoff of a '60s movie that but it was nothing to do with the movie, just the same name.
Yeah. I'll be honest, man. I wouldn't put it above Bullet. I would either put it shoulder to shoulder with it or just below it.
Yeah.
If
that's
Bullet,
high praise.
If Bullet is number one, this Chase and Death Proof is number two. Without a shadow of a doubt. And then everything else is just fucking bullshit.
Definitely high praise. My favorite film with Kurt Russell, as shitty as the TV series was, I thought Stargate was a pretty damned respectable movie. Really.
I enjoyed it. I thought, oh, fuck. Who's that asshole?
Robert California? Well, that's who he was on The Office anyway.
No, man. The other actor in that from fucking Boston Legal.
Yeah, the...
Kevin Spacey? Nope.
No.
Kevin Nealon, nope.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn, I'm not good with names today, boys.
Yeah, Robert California, played by James Spader.
James Spader, thank you. I was fighting the urge to search it out myself, but I figured you already were.
Yeah. He Spader's an interesting cat because he's got a lot of, especially really in his prime. That guy could pull off almost any acting role out there. And then to turn around and then be on The Office years later being a fucking weirdo that's just hilarious, it's a good time.
I really liked him in Boston Legal.
Never got into that show.
It was okay. I mean, him and old Bill Shatner were a pretty good duo in that. They're really the biggest point in watching that. The occasion when Betty White would be on there, like, running the goddamn snack tray. That was all. It was all right. It was okay. I got good memories of it.
Oh, William Shatner, that guy's still around, right? Like in his 90s.
Oh, Bill's still around.
It's a weird thing because George Takei dislikes that guy to such a degree that he can't keep his name out of his mouth. I'm like secretly rooting for William Shatner to outlive him at this point, just because I'm an asshole.
Well, you know, Takei is a gay Asian man. I feel like he's going to win that battle.
Probably, but yeah, it just the rage is like you're just angry because he was the fucking big name, he was the big guy on Star Trek, and you were not. You were a fucking fairly minor character in the grand scheme of all things. Sulu, not on the level of Spock or McCoy. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I think that's 100% true. You know,
you're in the Walter Koenig realm, sir.
It took
you
a long
Chekhov or Chekhov, yeah.
Chekhov. Well, hey, you know, the Star Trek fucking convention circuit rolls around. Takei's 9 times out of 10 on it. Bill don't have to do that.
No. Why would he? But he gets angry because, he didn't go to Leonard Nimoy's funeral. You know, I never, ever hold it against anybody for attendance or non-attendance at funerals. That's a personal thing. A funeral ain't for the dead. It is for the living. And if you're living and you decide you don't want to go, more power to you. Go ahead. Don't go.
Yeah. I mean, that's for people that feel like they need that closure, like the final chapter.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you, motherfuckers, you don't need it.
There have been some funerals I did not attend, only because I knew it would be a shit show. Now, some people will go, "Oh, really? Shit show, you say?" Yeah, well, that might be your bag. It ain't my bag. I don't like things being really awkward and uncomfortable. So,
I went to a funeral. Last funeral I went to was in 2000.
No, you went not long ago to Ruben's brother's funeral, right?
Oh, fuck. I went to the burial.
Because you had said, man, no offense, but I'm never going to go to your funeral. That's okay, because I probably won't have one. I'm going to have them grind me up and make me ash, and then you got to carry me around every time you go out drinking.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I will have no funeral. There won't I fucking grieve or celebrate in the form you see fit to remember my passing. That's cool. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that like some our little circle of brotherhood here. I hope everybody gets together, and I hope there's a lot of laughs and a lot of drinking. That's all I hope for.
Oh yeah,
I don't want a bunch of people weeping and shit.
A lot of riff too. A whole lot of riff.
That'd be all right. Start throwing on some tunes I don't fucking care for. Well, I'll come back and haunt you.
Well, that's when we start, it'll be nothing but Paul Bearer. And
newer
Paul Bearer.
Old Paul Bearer, that's all right. New Paul Bearer, well, that means you want me to come visit you a lot.
All new Paul Bearer and Patrick Walker, nothing else.
I'm going to visit you a lot.
Shit.
Prepare for them sound them rattling bones? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It sounds like someone playing a riff.
So, we get together, do this thing usually every other week. It's, we're banging it out week to week. All things good with you. Anything change in the space of 7 days?
Thank fuck no. I did buy a good amount of high-end concentrate that I've been staring at this whole fucking time.
Concentrated marijuana?
Mm-hmm. Now, it's not like dabs or that shit you get for $10 a gram at wherever you buy your shit from. This is top shelf. This is the Patron. The Glenlivet 20 of concentrates, because we like to keep it natural here at the Mead Hall, and by God, solventless hash rosin is how you keep it all natural.
Yeah, no, Yeah, you got a guy over licking his chops going, my.
I'm
so jelly of all of you.
And the cool thing is, it's what's called a mixed micron, which basically is a fancy way of saying there are two rosins in there, two different strains, and each one is a different consistency.
Smells fucking delicious.
They call it a sunny side up, and thankfully I read the box because I was laughing my ass off at the ingredients like weed, water, and ice.
All the things for a growing boy.
That's right. That's how you keep growing big and strong.
This guy got this weird outer ridge, and it's a circle. It looks like a condom for the Bagginses.
Yeah, that circle is about 0.6 grams of one strain that is a little bit more textured, and the middle part is what's called a jam, which is basically gooey hash rosin.
Okay.
And you're supposed to mix it up, which is why I'm glad I read that box. I thought I was like, I'm just going to get a little bit like Neapolitan ice cream.
Right.
No, apparently you're supposed to mix all that shit together.
Well, right on.
Which is what's going to happen. And
Well,
it's
I
going
wonder
to be
why
fucking amazing.
I wonder why it's not already mixed.
For presentation.
Okay. Well, no, I dig. If you're dropping $65 for a little funsy, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're just buying it already mixed up, it's not going to have that. It's all about aesthetics at this point.
I can appreciate that. Is it as good as Mad Honey?
I don't know. This is most I've ever spent on. Well, it was like $15. I have Rhodes. I've never tried oleo of this caliber. I've tried oleo once in my life.
Yeah,
because it was $80 for a fucking gram when I got it from my former employers.
True. No, I shouldn't be comparing to Mad Honey. Those are two different things anyway. So,
the fuck is Mad Honey anyway?
Mad Honey is honey that is that grows in Nepal.
Yeah.
Well, it grows it from bees in Nepal, and apparently there is a particular philodendron or something like that grows only in Nepal. And they go out and they get their harvesting done of the pollen and everything else, and they bring it back. It's got a neurotoxin in it.
Nice.
God, what is it? Great. I forget the toxin. Greatoxin. Greatoxin, I think is the. But it's a it's a hallucinogen. And you can sit around and eat honey and trip balls while you're enjoying some of the labor of the bees.
Wow.
Mad Honey. And it's legal. It's legal.
Where does the neurotoxin come? Is it from just flora and fauna? The bees is
from those philodendrons that they harvest the pollen from.
Wow.
Now, don't get caught carrying around in either Japan or in Australia because it's illegal there.
They'll cut your dick off.
It is illegal there, but it is not illegal here.
Wow. That I might have to put that on the list.
You need to get a little hallucinogenic activity.
Actually, I don't know. I'll be honest. The more the days pass, the more I feel like maybe my psilocybin days are behind me.
Moving up to the peyote buttons now.
It's just either that or it's like, I'm just going to get really fucking high and travel that way.
It is a thing. You can get enough cannabis in your system to then make that cannabis a hallucinogen.
Yep. And really, like, the best way I've found to do it is you load up on edibles, triple digits, hopefully.
Holy shit.
And then you fucking, once you start feeling that kind of vibe turn up, you smoke a bowl. And then you go into overdrive.
I am the edible boy around here, and I've never hit triple digits. But the highest I ever had, 92, I want to say 95.
You should have just done 100.
No, because I was already passing the fuck out.
That's true. Reptile mind.
Yeah, I didn't need no more because usually then when that happens and I black the fuck out, usually bad things occur. So I'm not gonna invite that upon myself.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So anyway, goddamn, we've been talking about nothing but hallucinogens and weed and all kinds of shit for minutes now.
Well, we before we forget, Ruben brought up a neat little point of conversation.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I wonder if let me grab my iPad because it was I thought, well, we usually come into this like there are no topics. We'll just figure it out as we move along.
Oh, here, I can pull it up on mine.
Well, I was going to check to see if there was any new things or whatever because I hadn't looked at Facebook a solid hour and a half, 2 hours. But
you're doing good.
Yeah. because that's when it was. It was a back and forth. Because Ruben named off, 3 with an honorable mention of prog rock bands.
4 with an honorable mention.
4 with an honorable mention.
Gojira, Opeth, Dream Theater, and Tool with honorable mention to Queen's Rick.
Yeah, not to argue with Ruben. I don't count Tool as a prog metal band, or even prog rock for that matter. They're their own weird shit. They're a groove rock band in my mind.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of prog to them. Prog is usually like they have the time signature changes. Yes, I will grant you that. They have more than a prog band does, but as far as just sound, it's not weird all over the fucking neck jazz kind of shit.
Danny Carey is the most prog member of that fucking band.
That's true.
Chancellor sounds the way he does. This ain't shit talking. I love the way that bass sounds, but he's got a bass effect on it that makes it sound harder. Bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, and he just hit it once. Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah.
Bow.
Well, you get a little flashback to a running on you. But.
Sure. And Adam Jones, great guitar player, guitar virtuoso.
Certainly not prog.
You put him up next to John Petrucci. I'm picking John Petrucci all day.
Yeah. No Tom Araya, huh?
You mean Araya?
Or Tom Araya.
Well, he's a bass player.
Well, yeah, but that guy is definitely fucking rooted in prog, all things prog.
The guy from Slayer.
Yeah.
God, really?
Have you ever heard like some of the shit that he did back during the pandemic? He was doing a lot of those sit-ins and shit like that. That guy, turns out, is a pretty fucking qualified bass player, I would say.
I don't think I've heard anything from Tom Araya that wasn't Slayer.
Not in Slayer. Yeah, no, we'll have to pull it up. The 2020 shit, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, that intrigues me.
Yeah. Remember the Not Ready for Late Night shit or whatever?
The 2 Minutes Late Night.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All that, because all these different artists were pulling all these cats in. I don't know if it was on that one, but dude definitely had some sit-in with other fucking major musicians, because everybody's just sitting at home playing on Zoom and sending fucking files and piecing it all together, stitching it together into a video.
One of the coolest things of the pandemic, if you ask me, is people that you never thought would get in the same room together. Granted, they didn't get in the same room, but they fucking collaborated on a cover.
2 things great about the pandemic was that, and gas prices cheap as shit because nobody was driving.
Yeah, so. Everybody thought it was illegal to be outside.
There's that, I guess.
Weirdos.
But yeah, so Tool, I would say not a prog band. Gojira, you could make an argument, not necessarily prog. Those guys are, I'd put them almost more thrash than I would prog. And they're not thrash either. But
no, I would almost put a core after their genre, because I mean they're heavy. They're heavy.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call them metalcore, though. Metalcore tends to be just shit that sounds like a chainsaw running.
Yeah. Like Strapping Young Lad, I might call prog metal.
I think that's accurate.
Devin Townsend's solo shit.
That guy's talent levels and what he does. For me, what stands out to me, if it's a prog act, it's going to be all over the fucking neck and shit like that. That doesn't make any sense, that really frankly pisses people off. Perfect example, Opeth was one of Ruben's picks. That's gold standard.
Spot on.
I'd say, but if you're trying to talk about, modern acts, they're still modern, but I would say Polyphia.
Yeah. I would almost call them like tech death.
What is
or math metal?
Math metal, yeah. Which is really odd to me, because it's accurate, but it also sounds like, oh, you mean you got to be a nerd to listen to this? But
no, you got to be a nerd to fucking do it. Because all just numbers and shapes.
Both those cats in that band, both guitar players. What the fuck, man? But my input, was like I wouldn't probably put Tool on that list, but I would absolutely put Mastodon on that list. Mastodon's clear. That's my favorite prog band right there. If we're talking prog,
they have the time signature shifts. They do weird shit. I mean, they have a whole EP of them doing just mellow shit. I would put definitely in Dream Theater. 100% right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100% right.
Absolutely. Faith No More. If he's doing Queensryche as an honorable mention, I would say Faith No More. If you're talking about bands, prog bands just been around forever, definitely that one, especially after we'd listened to Angel Dust fucking T to B.
Yeah, and it really is they were a prog band at the time, and they probably still are. But if people feel like Faith No More, all they are is epic and nothing else, they have no idea what that band's capable of.
They can probably do anything. What it's like? They're like, hey, what do you guys do? I don't know. What you got?
Like, I mean, this same band that did the they didn't do the Micro, the Dirty Jobs song. That song already existed. Micro just used it for the opener for Dirty Jobs, which I thought was pretty cool. That We Care a Lot song.
Oh.
We care a
Oh, no shit. Okay.
It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Of course, that was back when they didn't have Mr. Bungle as their singer.
I've got to fix this. This is driving me fucking crazy.
We're gonna go outside and do a little target practice with her.
No, it's actually oddly enough. So for those of you like, man, so yet another show with no Krista. That's accurate. That's correct.
You would be right.
She will join us in progress. Actually.
Oh, no shit. Well, all right.
Yeah, man. I've been dominating this whole thing between talking about what Ruben had posted and what my thoughts were. What would be your top 3 prog bands?
Top 3, Dream Theater.
And by the way, I need to grab another Guinness. Do you need another Budweiser?
Yeah, actually I do.
Yeah.
If we're talking the heavier side of prog, Dream Theater is my number 1. I think that is, and that's more out of personal preference than it is like, well, they're just the best in the world.
The best, Jerry.
They're the best. They are my favorite. So they're number 1 on my Mount Rushmore. After that, man, would you consider King's X in that group as well?
They're fucking prog rock. Prog metal, I would say no, but prog rock, hell yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, Dogman pretty heavy.
Man, Gretchen goes to Nebraska. Fuck, man. That's, everything that King's X put out in the 90s. And that's only, and I'm not talking shit now, as much as it may sound like I'm. It's actually just because I really, when, I don't know, man, when things got really bad and they drove Doug Pinnick out of metal, out of whatever they are, over a lot of bullshit, I got a little angry about that, and I just tuned out the entire fucking thing. Now, Ty Tabor, the fucking guitar player for King's X, whew, I got to say, if there was no Jerry Cantrell, that guy would be my number 1 on the list. But
that's very fair. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so probably not really splitting hairs. So if you want King's X in there, that's cool. What would be your 3rd?
Well, I was really asking just more if that was a shared sentiment that they were even considered a prog metal band. I'd probably put Opeth right after Dream Theater.
Yeah, they are more prog than they need to be now, I think is a safe statement, right?
Yeah.
Y'all could probably tone that down just a bit.
And I'll be honest, I would probably put Coheed and Cambria on that list too.
Depending on the album, sure.
Between like 2000 and 2009, that era of Coheed, they had some fucking bangers.
Claudio
man.
Sanchez is usually, though, going to work in some kind of love ballad, though. So,
yeah, that has like maybe a lyric or two about killing the person.
Oh, is that frowned upon?
No, I think it's fucking genius, to be honest.
What about Avenged Sevenfold? Probably not.
No, they are a metal band.
Yeah,
through and through. Even when Mike Portnoy was their drummer, they were still a metal band.
Yeah. And I guess the thing is, at the end of the day, I just don't really listen to a lot. If it's not Mastodon, I don't listen to a lot of prog.
Yeah, and if I am, it's usually like Rush.
Well, that was prog rock. Yeah.
Like you, I would probably go to prog rock more than I would look for the metal aspect. Because I'm only looking at a band or two for the metal side.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, man, I listen to a lot more prog rock than I do prog metal. Sure.
Yeah, honorable mention to Fuck that. No honorable mention.
No,
to
no
anybody.
honorable mention to any
yeah,
of them.
if you wanted 4, it should have been the top 4. You get 3. No honorable mention here.
None. Oh, fuck. All right.
Speaking of honorable mention.
Speaking of fuck. No, so here's the thing. Those of you that tune in, we don't talk about football a bunch, and I'm not bringing this up just to make Brandon sad, but I've got to say it's been an interesting little NFL season through about, 3 games. I thought I'd be wearing because those of you that don't know, we got our friend Jack. He's a Chargers fan. Brandon's a 49ers fan. I'm a Vikings fan. I legitimately said, I don't think I'm wearing purple more than about 4 or 5 times this year because I learned from a coworker of mine, don't wear that shit day of or even the Friday before. Wait and see, and if they get a win, then you can wear the shirt, and then you can talk shit.
That's fair. That's very fair.
It feels very front runner-ish, but
I just call that good planning.
But your team not faring so great so far.
No, they're hurt. They're beat the fuck up. See, Javon Hargrave is on the IR for the rest of the year. Tore his pec. Let's see, last week Kittle was out. Debo was out. McCaffrey's been out. Hufanga came back, but then he got hurt in practice this week again.
God damn, what kind of practice are they going to AKA?
They have done stories about Niner practices, and apparently they go hard.
Apparently.
It's that's great. Could you save some of that for the actual fucking game, though, please?
Yeah, about 80% on the practice field, huh?
We get it. Yeah, I mean, we go hard, man. We got to win. It's pads every day.
I'm used to
Fuck that.
I'm used to their practice squad being on the field about week 16 or so.
Yeah, we're already there. I mean, fuck, Brock thankfully, he's active for Sunday. Got the Patriots.
Lesnar?
Oh, shit, that's what I want him on the O-line. And I want him to be in a dark room with no food for a day.
I want the diverticulitis Brock Lesnar.
I want the one high on the gas, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it sucks, but being a 49er fan does suck. I would never change it.
No.
If I could go back and pick a different team, I would not.
What do you think? It's fun being a Vikings fan? Those guys are 0-4 in a Super Bowl. The only saving grace is that's over their franchise history, not fucking back-to-back years like the Bills.
Exactly. Yeah, fucking. And
Thank you, Buffalo.
And 49ers are 0-3 in the last 3 Super Bowls they've been to, and that's over the course of about 13 years.
Damn, at least they've won 1.
They've won 5.
Yeah, but Vikings, 0.
Last time they won a Super Bowl, I was 12 years old.
Our friend Jack got to be pissed because his team only been in it one time,
and we were their dance partners.
To the 49ers, yeah.
Yeah, by the time that game hit third quarter, I was outside making a snowman. I'm like, we're now gonna win this. I'm gonna make a snowman.
Halftime, and this friend of mine. I probably shouldn't say his name because I just don't know if it's cool. We got to the half. And decided, fuck this, let's go to the bar. And we went, I was living in a different town here in New Mexico.
It clearly wasn't here.
No. No, it was a place that was kind of happening where, they don't think that every bar operating is,
evil.
Bending to the will of Satan. But So, went to the bar and hung out there and had on some ladies and kind of looked up, caught the score a couple times. And it only got worse from there,
Yeah, 7 touchdowns.
God
in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. With Steve Young out of BYU.
Steve Young, Jerry Rice Grinder. I mean, it was a good time to be alive.
Man, talk about how times have changed. Look at BYU, a Mormon school. It was not that long ago that you better be white. They didn't let black people in.
Right. Yep.
If you think I'm joking.
No, Brigham Young did not fuck with that.
It was like the late 70s, early 80s. We're like, all right, I guess y'all are okay too. Oh, okay, that's nice. How white of you.
Literally. Everett.
Literally. Talk about how times have changed, though. BYU's football team now, their starting quarterback this year is Jewish.
Ooh.
BY Jew.
Hey, now. We've turned the corner.
Y'all are okay now. They're not, but still. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, God
Speaking
damn
of Jews.
God damn it.
That's a little fucked up. Hey, actually, one of the guys, man, we had LJ on 2 shows ago.
Yeah.
And we'd kind of passed on some of the gear that we didn't need anymore because we got the Tascam. Passed it on to that guy. His, I kind of want to hear him recut some of his songs because, fuck, man, that Behringer, he's got it dialed in, and his stuff sounds pretty amazing now.
Yeah, fucking proper hand-me-down. You know, I'm glad he's getting some use out of it.
Shit, yeah, better than an old Buick.
Damn right. Buick Century 83, my first car.
Speaking of cars, no, it's not even that. It's time to get the lowdown. We're going down with LJ.
Give me my need for metal. Yeah! Woo! Hello, and welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. I am surprised that we're doing a podcast today also, but I was heads up that this was an emergency podcast. Emergency metal is needed. So the doctor is about to operate. Sasha, get the fuck down. Anyway, I'm using new equipment, so if I sound new and gnarly, this is the second time I've used it for the podcast. And I'm still working out the kinks. I was using a condenser microphone that was backwards earlier. Yeah, it sounded like shit. In fact, here's what it sounded like. Earlier. Hello, and welcome to the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. Oh, fuck. Hold on a minute. Wait. Presently. So there you have it, folks. LJ's an idiot, and you guys are about to get the metal dosage of your life, so I hope you're ready for this shit. By the way, if you didn't bring protection, I would advise a hard hat. Let's get the shit underway, kids. Now, if you guys are familiar with the band UFO, yeah, that's right, that UFO, they have two albums that are probably getting re-released. One of them is Landing in St. Louis, and the other one is Seven Deadly. I gotta listen to more UFO. Maybe I'll check them out. Now, I'm doing a little bit of research on the side while I'm doing this podcast, and Seven Deadly was their 20th album, released February 27th, 2012. That's weird. I'm not able to find anything about Live in St. Louis, but, go ahead and pick it up and tell me how it is. Yeah, do that. Well, if there's any System of a Down fans out there, I've got good news and bad news. Serj Tankian has an album out called Foundations. Well, actually, it's not an album, it's an EP. But it's kind of weird because, like, listening to this thing, his voice makes me think of System of a Down for obvious reasons. But at the same time, it's kind of weird because System of a Down isn't playing in the background. It's a completely different band. So, anyway, I thought it sounded good, but it did remind me of Sod. S-O-A-D. System of a... Never mind. Go buy Serj Tankian's EP. You won't regret it. Now, there's a dude named Richie Kotzen. God dang it, I hate names like this. K-O-T-Z-E-N. He has an album out. Guess what that one's called? It's actually called Nomad. This one's for the rock fans more than the metalheads. Trust me. I think you guys will enjoy it a lot more than the metalheads will. Looks like we got another band on here with some re-releases. This one is Pentagram. The albums are Review Your Choices and Sub-Basement. Now, I gotta admit, I thought they were gonna be heavy as fuck, like, you know, like a black metal band, but it turned out they're actually quite listenable. So this might be one for the rock and the metal fans. Double dipping, double the fan base, double the views. I'm just kidding. Or am I? And let's go ahead and wrap this up, because I actually have some stuff to do today, unfortunately. I know, short segments kind of suck. But this one is from the Black Dahlia murder. And this one is exclusively for the metalheads out there. I need you to lend me your ears. Unless you have one ear, then ear. And if you have no ears, then I'm sorry. I don't know why you're listening to this podcast. Anyway, the album is by the Black Dahlia Murder, and it is called Servitude. And this shit is extreme, so you better come equipped with like a hard hat-esque type of Nerf costume to protect you from all the bombardment you're about to receive whenever you press play on this fucking album. Because this is going to be dope. And that's all I've got for today. Go ahead and take it back to the Mead Hall. I'll see you fuckers next time. Take care and rock the fuck on. Say bye, Sasha.
Have you ever owned a car that you like to wash simply because you were so proud of it? 68 Buick LeSabre is that kind of car. It's a Buick, a big Buick. But don't let that scare you. People who think they can't afford it are surprised when they get the facts. We can't blame you for thinking it costs a lot of money. It looks it. A 230 horsepower V8 engine is standard equipment. So is a full line of General Motors safety features. And LeSabre has that famous Buick ride. We suggest you go to your nearby Buick dealer and test drive a 68 LeSabre. Find out how much car you get for the money. Talk to the man who talks your language. One thing for sure, he won't take you to the cleaners.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick than any other car this year?
And that's what we're not going to get popped for.
That's the one. Instead of Paul Bearer, that's the shit. I die. That's the shit you got to play. That's the shit. Not Paul Bearer. Fuck that. It seems like another voice. Oh, like another voice from the past.
A wild Krista appears.
I have appeared.
Krista joining us here as a late edition, which is good.
Oh yeah,
coming in to save the show.
Yeah, just finished my homework.
Nice.
Fun?
Yes, she kind of missed out on all the fun stuff.
That's okay.
All the fun anal talk from earlier.
Oh,
stuff,
anal talk. All
all
right.
kind. We call it. We like to call it Alan to keep it safe.
We're going up there to, it is what it is. Yeah, always date a woman by the name of Lana because you know what backwards is. But I can only assume I'll come around and feel like I'd been at one of Diddy's parties.
Ooh, the old freak off.
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing says loving like a proper freak off.
Big yikes. Big
That's
yikes.
it. That's it. I'm like, wow, I feel like I shit myself and had sex.
Okay.
That reminds me of that. Anybody ever see Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey and Renee Zellweger?
Once, but man, ain't nothing retaining on that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe the TV edited version.
Well, there was a. Oh wow.
Yeah, which means like nothing.
There's a
you
part.
know?
There's a part in it where, of course, Jim Carrey reverts to the Hank character, which is the badass, even though he's still
He's multiple personalities or whatever.
He's got the
right?
badass personality and
Okay.
the mild-mannered personality.
Okay.
And there's a part where it seems like it's the mild-mannered personality with Zellweger in a hotel room, and then they get a little freaky and wake up the next day, and Jim Carrey wakes up to like go piss, and just a piss stream shoots like to the fucking northeast. He's like, Irene, why am I peeing like I was up all night having sex?
I do recall that scene.
And then he pulls out a big dildo. He's like, I guess Hank wasn't enough for you. She's like, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And then it shoots him straddling a fucking sink, cleaning his ass.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow.
The good old days.
The highbrow humor of the 90s.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
yes.
early 2000s.
Super highbrow. Woo.
That's my bag. That's how I roll.
So how you been, man?
I'm hanging in there. Honestly, life's kind of been shitting on me a little bit. But
I know, because you hadn't been hanging out here.
Yeah,
it's called karma.
Yes.
Got to come in
indeed.
for the recharge.
So I'm currently in a rental car. So my husband and I are a single vehicle,
Sure.
family or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And, anyway, our vehicle started acting funny. We got it into the dealership after, having to have it towed there anyway. And it was supposed to be an easy fix, free fix, and then they took it apart and can't get the transmission back in. So
Oh, that's great.
Oh, do they not know how cars work?
It's a dealership. Of course
Oh.
not.
So they're like, oh, you need a new transmission, which is, $6K. And we're like, yeah,
What?
you can literally go fuck yourself. If
Son
we're going
of
to
a
have to do that, we're just going to get a new car. So
bitch.
fuck that. Like,
God damn,
So anyway, yeah, that's, we'll be navigating that next week. So
Your car
on.
luck is
yeah, really bad. Really bad.
pissed somebody off somewhere.
Yeah, I really did.
Need to get you a Raido.
Yeah,
room.
I don't know. I need to, I guess, sit and do some soul cleansing or something. But yeah, it does feel like
Well, I happen to have a lot of Miralax, so
that cleanses something.
That is a squeaky clean soul right there.
right. So y'all sure I could go to Taco Bell, same thing, really.
And at least enjoy it.
Otherwise, I mean, school's chugging along. Last 2 tests on Monday, the final the week after, and then it's just clinical shit. So,
Hell yeah.
it's fine. Yeah. things could certainly be better, but they could certainly be worse. So.
Yeah.
They can always be worse.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah, but that's the whole thing. It's like, it was like, the Haggard school Krista 1 year ago. It's like, we don't see her much because she's in school all the time. Now it's like, well, she's in school and she has a job.
Yeah. So you really don't see me.
Did double deuce.
Crap almighty. So what do we have going on? I didn't come up with any kind of a fun little game show quiz or anything for you two because
you didn't think I was going to be here.
Well, and we just did a show last week, and it's been a while since we did back-to-back weeks. But mainly because I don't know what state I'll be in 1 week from today.
If it's funny enough, we'll be on here.
I have a funny feeling I know what it will be, and it's going to be because everybody tells me that, you get home from it, you think things are normal, but you can't trust yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
That's fair. Yeah,
So,
I get that.
Can't trust your hole.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
Yeah.
Not my normal bag. Normally, I'm like a decorative front on a dresser. You know, it's like, oh well, it's just trim. It's not actually a thing in a dresser. It's just for looks. That's me. I'm for looks, and I never pull out. That's the same. It's really.
Well, we'll note the sage your eulogy. This man was a dresser. Never knew when to pull that drawer all the way out, if you know what I mean.
You got to be happy to get here with a couple of fellas already deep into some beers. So,
Yes.
Well,
keeping it classy.
Video games. What's one that you've been into before? And the only reason I bring this up, I brought it up with LJ, and that guy had a lot to say. But maybe that's a thing I'll bring up every once in a while.
I'm going to be honest, I don't play, so I watch people play occasionally.
Not even like back in the day with like Zelda or anything?
Oh, I mean, okay, so like my sisters played Zelda, but like I was never, I played Mario 64.
Classic.
And, Gauntlet Legend.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
And what else?
Any,
like Mario Party and Mario Kart, all that.
I was going to say,
I
was waiting for the Mario Kart before I kind of said anything because I thought,
and of course, oh my gosh, what's the fighting game on 64 and Cube called? Come on.
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. Yeah, Super Smash Brothers. Definitely that one.
Yeah, because I thought, well, maybe she's a wholesome person after all. Never played Mario Kart.
No, I've definitely played.
Not really. If anything, it sounds like you were a Nintendo 64 kid.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
What was your primary platform?
All of them. I was a lucky boy. I had a Sega. I had a Super Nintendo. Then I had a PlayStation. Then I had Nintendo 64. And then I had 18 years old, and all that shit came to a grinding halt.
Yeah. It's like, now you can buy it for yourself.
I was like, oh, cool. We'll just make this shit last. And I was primarily a PlayStation guy. Then I was an Xbox boy, which is where I am now.
I think PS2 was the signature console of
probably my favorite
for a lot of mine.
That was my favorite one.
Huh.
But, no, I just thought that was kind of interesting because we got kind of deep on it with LJ here about 3 weeks ago. But I thought I'm gonna have to ask Krista on this one. So
I mean, my grandparents actually had like an original Nintendo.
Nice.
So I did play like Mario, whatever the original Mario is.
Hell yeah, little SMB.
A little duck hunting, you know.
Ooh,
So.
light gun action.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
like having a dog laugh at you, right? So.
That technology always blew me away. How that shit worked.
Yeah.
And when I actually found out the logistics of it, because the way that light gun is actually appropriate because when you'd play a light gun game on the NES and you'd pull that trigger or whatever you're pointing at, the screen would go black, except for the square that you're aiming for, which would be white.
Right.
So if your gun was pointed at that white square, you registered a hit. It just amazing how that's technology was around in '84.
Yes.
Sega had one. It was some cop game, you know. You had to shoot the criminals and not, but it was almost photorealistic, you know. For
Lethal
era.
Enforcers.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, I had that for Sega CD.
Turns out, really, if you have just a laser pointer, yeah, you're good to go.
Interesting.
Well, that's fucking cheating, all right.
Well, hey, man, if
You could point,
Hey, man.
You could point that NES goddamn zapper to a light bulb and just fire it at the light bulb. Hit every time.
Yeah,
Every fucking time.
That's so funny.
fun times.
Cheating's fun.
Mead update for the week. We haven't done one of those yet because we really have no update. We've been busting our balls around here on Fridays lately. This is not one of them.
That's okay. Well, yeah, I mean, we're doing a podcast. I wouldn't call that work.
I was actually waiting for because we hadn't hung out with Krista in a long time. I need to get some science kind of dialed in on yeast colonies.
Fuck yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I've got a liquid yeast that I really like. It's a pain in the ass to get here. There's no brewing supply places within 2 hours.
Nope.
Of course, with all the fucking times I'm in Amarillo, I could probably hit up the one up there, but neither here nor there. Usually when I'm in Amarillo, I ain't in the mindset of thinking about Mead, but
No.
Right.
because that's always VA visits, and that's always fun. But I've got a vial of liquid yeast, and I thought, how hard would it be to replicate that colony and grow it? And because my only basis of real applicable knowledge is a sourdough starter.
Right.
Which is kind of on the same thing. Single cells are come together and you feed it and it grows and then eventually you use it or throw it away. This one, it wouldn't break my heart if we're suddenly just coming up with fucking a whole bunch of batches of yeast.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the complications are in that process.
Sure. I don't. And see, I'm trying to decide what you want. Would I suggest that you plate it, or would I suggest you go straight to a liquid colony? I'd actually have to do a little bit of research myself.
Because, I'm thinking about just going ahead and buying a beaker. Figure out, okay, well, I'm assuming just a small amount of sugar will end up causing it to volumetrically grow.
Yes.
But it doesn't have a flour component like it does in sourdough starter.
Yeah, you shouldn't need that.
So I didn't know what mediums required.
Yeah, I would need to go look because, in the labs, whenever we were growing up bacteria or whatever it was that we needed, it was just a medium, LB medium, or there was a couple others. It's been so long since I've done this.
Lowbrow medium. That's where my brain is at.
I think it's Luria Hinton broth, maybe. LB
I think I dated that chick.
Fancy gal.
But yeah, I feel like it would be super easy to do. I mean, you just need, because basically not just sugar, you might want some micronutrients in there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that would not be a problem at all.
Yeah, because I thought, well, we can either go ahead and start another batch immediately because we have a fermenter sitting back there doing nothing.
That's right.
Or I could try to grow a colony out of that one and wait until it grows and then utilize what's there. And the problem is that it gets to be a really expensive endeavor if I don't have it dialed in right, because I'll be dumping into $40-50 worth of honey. And it's also, then the honey's not the most easy thing for me to source either.
Right.
Good honey anyway.
Right.
Especially that price.
Yeah, I don't know. So I almost feel like, God dang, do I need to buy do it like a small scale, which is okay.
Oh, yeah,
because I've got the
maybe
ability
so.
to do that as well. I've got 1 gallon fermenters in there that would be easy to do. So,
Yeah, it's not a
No.
bad call.
but that's all the joy I have for this week on the Mead update.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's something anyway.
Barrel batch is, I got to stay away from. I had to have at least drank a gallon out of that shit already. It's superior.
wrong with that.
It is superior.
That's wonderful.
I mean, you do this shit for 9 years now, I guess. We're kind of dialing things
We're
in.
finally getting good at it.
I love that. One of my brother's friends had commented once upon a time, "Man, Mead's easy to make." Yeah, it absolutely is. You need honey. Fuck, you can use Fleischmann's bread yeast if you need to, whatever, and water. Yeah, you're not going to get a good Mead.
Right, but you'll get a Mead. Sure.
But that's it. You're not going to make anything good. Even with the right shit, it's not easy to make a good batch.
Right.
You can make a pretty passable batch, no problem.
Yeah, it'll get you drunk.
I bet it comes down to very specific things at very specific times and very specific flocculation levels that you have to keep an eye on, and you go ahead and kind of degas a bit in order to allow it to rebuild. And you got to play around with some pressures.
Yeah, interesting.
A lot of people don't really
No.
kind of key in on that. So, but that's just because we're nerds around here. That's all.
I'd do some degassing at work the other day.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Taco Bell.
Now, when I say that, I mean burping pounds of weed.
Oh.
That's a thing?
Yeah. When you cut it off the plant and you're in the curing process, gases will build up in whatever you're curing it in. Yep. So you got to, open it up, shake it around, get a little air. You're doing it to avoid mold. Yes. Really, at this point.
Sure.
And the more that you cure it, the better you cure it. That's when you start getting your terpene profile, your flavors, and your smells. Okay. Because otherwise, you just got a bunch of stinky, damp weed.
Because like the two biggest villains are mold and pesticide, right?
Yeah. And really, mold is the one you can avoid if you do your due diligence, which in essence is open up a bag, fucking just shaking it for about 5-10 minutes.
Leave that shit open on the countertop around here for like 5 minutes and you're probably all right.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. Like if it's too damp, you got to leave that bag open for about a half hour in hopefully a dry environment to kind of
35, 45 minutes.
Exactly. But it's real. I've learned a lot about the production aspect of it, which is cool.
Yeah, that is really neat.
I love learning new shit about weed.
Yeah, man.
Like that rosin over there. Like, what makes it so special? Oh, okay. So it's just put through different micron filtered bags to get the consistency required, and all you need is water and ice.
Looks like a circus performer's condom. A tiny man, a wee man.
That's right.
A wee man.
They call it an
man's wee.
And they call it an egg because it does kind of look like a sunny side up egg.
It does.
A little bit. As long as you're not looking at it from the side, it's like, oh no, that's a volcano of fun. Damn, I can't wait to smoke that shit. Are we done here?
Are we done? Are we done? So what's going on in the world, I guess? I know you're just busy with school and shit like that.
Yeah.
Anything grinding your gears? I know we usually jump politics.
Grinding
but
my gears. Do we even want to talk about what's grinding my gears? Literally everything. I don't know. I think the thing that I've been thinking about a lot this week is the death penalty. And there's been a lot of folks that have been executed this week. One in particular in Missouri, who was
because you lived in Missouri.
I read about that guy on CNN.
Yeah, but he was innocent. All evidence pointed to his innocence. And,
even the prosecution was like, "No, come on, let's not."
Yeah, and the governor had the power to stay it and chose not to. And
Texas used to have like an express lane for that shit, but I haven't heard anything. So either that tells me that they've normalized it. So much, or they're just not straight up murdering inmates anymore the way
they've been having problems getting like pentobarbital and like the drugs that are used for
the good shit,
because a lot of companies aren't making it anymore because they're being targeted by people that are anti, you know what I mean?
Yeah, is that why they're like starting to like off people with nitrogen now?
Yes, and I was just about to bring that up. I was like, they killed a dude in Alabama with nitrogen gas, and that's again like cruel and unusual punishment. But
but reading is also cruel and unusual punishment down there. Roll Tide.
Learning.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just something that I've been thinking about. And I guess it's not on the Democratic Party's platform, which is interesting. They took it off.
I don't think it's on anybody's platform.
It used to be. I guess it was. Being against the death penalty was on the Democratic Party's platform for a while, and it's not on there this go around. And I don't know. I feel like if you're in a civilized society, like maybe the death penalty doesn't have to be the thing. But
it is kind of an odd one. Like, we're going to take it upon ourselves to kill you because you fucked up. Yeah.
Well, and what's most bizarre to me is the people who tend to be most into the death penalty are the folks who call themselves pro-choice, and it's just it's such a bizarre
sanctity of life, except for that cocksucker right there.
Yeah. So anyway, just been pondering that a lot this week. Speaking
of Alabama, they're playing fucking Georgia this weekend in football. Yeah. All you Alabama fans, you're the ones hosting Georgia. So brush your tooth and get ready for the game.
Put on your good hat. Get ready to go watch some foosball. Yeah.
Yeah, we probably need to wind her down. Huh?
We're getting near the end here, boys and girls.
Yeah. Let's we started off the show, and I know that with LJ covering all of our metal needs and everything else, but a week ago. Tremonti put out 9 days hence, if I want to get really
9 days hence
fun and technical about it. Tremonti put out Mark Tremonti. He's the guitar player for Creed, right?
Yes.
don't hold that against him. This guy's badass, actually,
Okay.
as evidenced by a lot of his stuff. But he's got out his own solo stuff, dropped another one. This
Good
is like
singer, too.
his second.
I
solo
want
one,
to say he's put out a few. Well, he's an Alter Bridge too.
Oh yeah.
So I
try to bury that one, but yeah, you're right. Yeah.
They do that one song that's like wrestler walkout music. That's okay.
Gosh.
Tremonti, though, the mother of the earth, and well, it's all official. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Probably not next week because it's a pain in the ass to do this.
It can be tough, but you know what? This one went really well.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had fun,
Yeah.
but I'm about to go fucking.
He's about to go have more
Yeah,
fun.
more fun.
I'm gonna go
Let's
hit the stars. So let's,
Sergio, are you on morphine? No, I'm on more fun. More fun.
and if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go have more. Well, all right, let's get the fuck out of here,
See you
guys.
assholes in 2 weeks, huh?
Bye.
The